So today I'm going to have a small talk about the career goals and objectives for all the engineering graduates and to help them discover what they have to be and what they need to do after they finish their graduation. So I'm Ashlyn Gabriel. I'm from Tamil Nadu, based in Chennai. I did my engineering in JPR Institute, JPR Engineering College in the Faculty of Information and Technology. And after that, I went to Europe and I was working and also was doing my master's in Latvia in business informatics. And that's how I was able to discover how the world is pretty much and how we all live in this world and how we have our focus to how we live and how we work and how we choose our career. So to put it straight and clear, so I currently work in Accenture as a software consultant. Also I do architecting and full stack development. So I have been to Ireland, Latvia, Germany, and also to China. So I've been part of major design and development with Accenture, and as of now, my journey with Accenture is so much good, and I'm still loving it because it took me a long while to find my interest to match it with my work. And I would like to discuss even more about that in the upcoming slides to tell you more about how the work of an IT consultant or an IT support or a software engineer life is. And I want to give you a clear understanding right away by end of the session to make you or help you decide what you need to do after you finish your career. I mean your engineering degree. So at the moment I see there are a lot of people here from mechanical, IT, CSE. So IT guys, hi, and CSE guys, hi, and also the mech guys, hi. I've been, it's all the old memories I could cherish and enjoy being in engineering college, especially in JPR. And I would like to thank Mr. Wilson, the director of JPR Institute of Technology. Without his help and opportunity, I wouldn't be here talking to you, and I wouldn't discover myself in the first place. I wouldn't be an engineer in the first place if it is not Mr. Wilson, sir. During his administration, he helped many students, including students like me. And if you are looking at me at the moment, it's all grace and thanks to the Almighty and also to the director of the university. So let's get started. Yeah.
Yes, we can go ahead.
So I mentioned about me and what I do with Accenture and where I did my education. And so let's get into this topic, engineers' expectations and mistakes. So every engineer who is going to complete his degree has this like 3.5 to 4.5 lakhs is a good salary. I want to get into an IT company. And let me tell you this straight, like when I was at your level or your the time when I finished my college, there was a huge competition. Students fail to realize what they want to do. They just want to get into an IT company. At that time, what they see is a trend. Like for now, machine learning, artificial intelligence, or IoT, or let's say something big, then you guys are like, yes, I want to be a machine learning consultant. I want to be an Java developer, or I want to be an Android developer. The thing is, this is where we all do the mistake. We run behind something that is showcased to us that it is something really big and really great. But that's the biggest mistake that every engineer graduate does, is by spending, like even though they like it or not, their goal is to get into a job. They fail to understand what they like at the most. Like when you guys used to be a kid, you had some preferences, of course, when it comes to food. Like you like chocolate, you don't like milk, or you like to watch only the Tamil songs, and you don't like to watch Hindi songs. So there are like preferences that you fail to recognize as the time goes by, especially when engineering. India has one of the best education standards comparing other European countries. The reason why I'm telling you is that you are spoon-fed, which means you get everything in your plate and you just have to eat them. But the problem is students fail to understand that, and they try to be very negligent, and they don't put much seriousness. Like, let me say a best example. I failed miserably in mathematics, the probability and queuing theory. Of course, I managed to pass the fourth or the fifth time with a very good grade. But you need to know these are the things that make a real impact when you choose your career. If you find any guy who's gonna say, I hate physics, I hate mathematics, I hate this and that, it's his perception, and he's losing his own capacity, and he's losing himself. In a way, he's fooling himself that, okay, fine, this is how it is. I just need to pass it, and I need to skip it. It's not going to be useful for my life. Everything you learn in the engineering school or whatever you study, it's going to help you. It's going to help you shape your career. And these are the very most fundamental things that your technical skills. Can you hear me, everybody? Okay. So let's proceed. Talking about this. So everybody wants to get a job, right? You need to know IT is just a sector, and there are many divisions in IT. You can be an architect, you can be a manager, you can be a support, you can be a developer, and you can be a DevOps consultant. You can be into many areas in IT, but what exactly you need to be? And that's the thing you need to think and you need to work on. Like, for instance, there are pretty much many people out there, they are coming and telling you that we have all the course, we have a course that has blockchain, machine learning put in place, everything is available, you just come and take it and you pass it and you get a job. Not at all. If you want to be successful, you need to commit yourself, you need to put effort in the skills which you need to grow. It's like, I want to lose body weight, I'm fat. It's not that I'm subscribing to YouTube channels or I'm subscribing to some kind of third-party shows that can tell me how to lose weight. And I'm not taking any effort to lose weight. So you have to put effort. You need to really focus where you want to be in the next 5 years. And just don't prepare for the interviews. Be honest for yourself and answer your own questions on how and what you can develop. The first thing you need to develop is yourself. And when you develop your skill set and when you develop your interest, you're going to be very much successful. I've seen people in the industry, they realize very late after 10 years of the career, and they say, I think I made a wrong choice of choosing a career. The thing is, money or luxury or whatsoever is not going to quantify your success. The real success is when you realize that you live your current life with such a happiness and you deliver excellence in whatever you do with love and passion. So this is the thing you need to know. And let's get to the second point. Like, only 70 plus or 90 plus graduates are suitable for IT or ranking business decisions. Honestly, this is a false statement. And this is how it is. Like, when I came to India and when I was looking for jobs in India, most of the HR recruiters were asking me this. Like, is your grade good? Is your 10, 12, and your engineering grades are like more than 65%, right? Is it that? So then we can talk about the package, and then we can talk about the job offer or the job specification. So this is something that the recruiter or in India, they do it because at that point they have this IQ benchmark. They measure the IQ and the candidate's ability to sustain in the IT market. So engineers in the IT market are just laborers, white collar IT laborers. Of course, it's good, it's great. I would say as long as you love the job and you do it good. And when you find that in a company you can grow, in a company where you can add more values for your customer, that's great. Then you're in the right place. If not, you have chosen the wrong path. So talking about the 3.5 to 4.5 lakhs, is it a good salary? In my way, I would say absolutely not. It's a bullshit salary. Well, I would say 3.5 to 4.5 with a 3-year bond or 5-year bond is just unacceptable. So the market rates for an average IT consultant or an IT support with doing an outsourcing job can charge an average 15 to 20 US dollars per hour, which means your hourly wage based upon your expertise and your skill set, you can charge 10 to 15 US dollars. So in this case, let's say per hour, minimum of 5 US dollars for a fresher is too less. I mean, the current Indian standard rate, 3.5 to 4.5 lakhs is not a big salary. Because if you look at Google or Microsoft, the starting salary packages they offer is like 8 to 9.5 lakhs. And that's, well, I just discussed this on the median average, but this is how it is. So if you think 3.5 to 4.5 is a good salary, absolutely not. So remember, don't lose the opportunity, don't waste the opportunity, and make use of that opportunity in the right way. So these are the things you need to know when it comes to campus placement, okay? This is honestly, this is what I felt. And talking about the ranking colleges, it doesn't mean that a person who graduates from a ranking school lands up in a high ranking position. Not at all. Every job in US is a different situation. And well, in general, if you graduate from any business schools or any engineering schools, what talks is your experience, your skill set, and your ability to handle high stress and pressure and do delivery. I mean, like, you need to deliver, which means there are tasks and activities at the place where you work, and they have the promised timeline within which you need to be able to deliver. So these are the main characteristics that they are looking for. So if you look at the ranking colleges, it doesn't make any sense again. So you're good, you're blessed to be in this university, you have spent a lot of time doing your engineering, and I think you have learned a lot from JPR Institute of Technology. And of course, you need to put them into use right now after your graduation. Especially these times of COVID-19, when you stay at your house, you need to know that you can put your time in right use and try to learn things you love and things you want to do, and not just like blindly I want to get into a job. There are many loads of jobs out there in India. It doesn't matter. There is jobs everywhere. The thing is, it's all up to you to decide and say what you want and what you like, and to choose and walk in that path. Not let anybody choose your profession. It's your duty, it's your interest, and you choose your profession and you deliver it with commitment and taking accountability and responsibility in that place. So I know I talk more in English, but if anybody wants to mix Tamil in English, please let me know. I'm very much happy to mix two languages. Yeah. And the next point is, what time is it? Let me check. Yeah. So the next point is, every engineer has to get into a job immediately after graduation. Let me say, what on this earth, everybody wants to be an IT consultant. The world will lack good professors, good teachers, good researchers, and so there could be musicians, actors. So there are professions that needs people. There are professions that require eligible and the most valued candidates like you, who are very fresh in terms of mind, in good health and sound mind. You need to invest in these areas and you need to bring more values in these areas. And to be honest, I personally believe that students have also need to be part of politics, government enterprises, the IAS, IPS. There are many areas where you guys can shine. So engineering is just a fundamental platform where you can make use of your skill set and you can bring value. So when I say bring value, there is a very good saying that if you go and put a seed into the soil, a plant grows from it, and the plant bears a fruit. And this is what the value of a tree. It gives shade, it gives fruit that benefits the society. So in my case, being engineer, well, how can you benefit the society? Being entrepreneurs and being laborers, it's absolutely fine. But where do you fit in? You need to ask that for yourself. And talking about the next point, data science and blockchain. Well, to be honest, even quantum computing is in place. And there are many more cool, or I would say trendy jobs out there that just think about what you would like to do. So it doesn't mean I'm putting a resume like, I know blockchain, I know machine learning, I know deep learning, I know that, I know this. So what are you trying to say to the interviewer or the company who is going to hire you? You're going to say that I know everything. I can do surgery, I can do cooking, I can do every job. I'm a jack of all trades. Absolutely not. Because most of the companies who's going to hire you, they have to invest more on your training and skill set, and then they need to put into your project and they need to make it grow. So they also take more liability of hiring you in the first place and then giving you salary. So in this case, focus. If you're a mechanical engineer, you chose your group to be a mechanical engineer just to do something more creative and build something out of your interest. Yeah, you want to work in a car company, you want to do some CAD design, or you want to be arms development, or you want to design and develop vehicles, armed vehicles, or even you want to work in BMW, Audi, or even Tesla. So in this case, it depends what kind of things you want to do and what kind of things you're good at. You need to really focus and develop those skill sets. And so I would say data science is okay, blockchain okay. It doesn't surprise me, of course. That's a good thing to learn. But of course, when you can add value to any business problem with these so-called tools or solutions, then I would say yes, it makes a real sense. But apart from that, I would say I won't hire a data science guy with zero experience. I'm not going to hire a blockchain guy who has zero experience. Or I'm not going to hire a guy who doesn't have any experience. The thing is, most of the big companies, they look at experience and experienced candidates. And some companies, they invest in new candidates, young people, so they're not so expensive, and they can put them, and they ensure that you put more effort to grow yourself, add more value for the organization, and bring more projects. Yeah. So remember that in the first place, that if you really need something, go for it. If not, just don't do it. So I made the mistake of going and doing networking, CCNA, CCNP, CEH. So I had the cybersecurity interest, and it really helped me a lot. Well, at one point of time, when I evolved myself in these areas, I noticed that I really love building things. I mean, I like to be more creative. I want to build some kind of software applications and make it very cool. Like, I want to ensure the people who's going to use this application is going to love it. The people who's going to use this application is going to save a lot of time. The people who's going to use this application is going to save a lot of money. And the people who's going to use this application is going to pretty much bring more value for his or her business. And that's the main thing that gets into my mind when I build any applications or when I work for any project with my clients. So as long as you don't have an end result, it's a waste. Don't need to fake things. You can fake, but you need to make it a reality. But if not, you shouldn't fake it. So let's say bonds are limiters. So be very careful of what you sign up for. If you are going to sign up for a job that you don't like and you very much know that you're going to underperform, then that's not a job for you. Just stay away from it. Let your friends who really like it can take advantage of that opportunity. Don't make them to lose it. And the next thing is that engineering lands them the best job. To be honest, I've seen an Ashlyn science graduate making more money. I mean, like 50 times more money than me, and he has a BMW Audi car in his house, and he is now in Canada. So the thing is, well, you're a graduate, you're educated, and that's more than enough. And having engineering and an arts degree is great. And they're not going to define that you're going to be more successful in the job. And most of the mistakes what an engineering graduate does is not to reason. So when if they question anybody, so basically, Renita, I'm gonna call, please. So the thing is, when I did my engineering, I asked my teacher or professor, how is this possible? I don't understand. Can you teach me once again? I really don't understand. It doesn't matter 10 times or 50 times. It's okay. You just stop and ask your professor to teach you 10 times or 50 times till you understand it. The human brain is very expensive, and you need to be sure of what to store in your head. Information you need to store in your head. And in this case, be very careful of what you learn and how you apply. And ask your professor to help you when you don't understand things. And this is how you grow yourself, and this is how you can improvise your skill sets. What time is it? Let me check. Okay. We have still 30 minutes time. Just a minute. Okay. So never reason, and start reasoning. From today, you just ask questions. Ask your friends questions. Like, do you really need to do this? Why do I need to do this? Why do I need to learn it? How I'm going to learn it? Why should I apply it? Where should I apply it? These are the questions you need to ask for yourself, and you need to ask your friends, and you need to ask your professors. And this is how you can grow, you can learn. And express yourself, of course. If you have any problems, express it out. It's very important. So when you get into IT company especially, you need to be very courageous. You need to speak for yourself. You need to speak out. When somebody is going to do something to you, or if somebody is going to hurt you, if somebody is going to teach you the wrong way, just stand up and say that's not right, and this is how you have to do it. And be polite, and try to be very polite when you do this. So stand up, be polite, and express yourself. And more important is the next slide, the actual reality. In IT, especially in India, you're going to spend 10 hours of your life every day, you're going to work. So most of your time, you're going to put yourself into work. So be sure to choose the right career for you. If you're going to choose the wrong career, it's going to be devastating. You just do damages for yourself, and you do the damages for everybody out there. So be careful and choose the right career for yourself. Pressure and promises. So you have very strict deadlines when you work in an IT company. So there are like 2 weeks and 4 weeks, yeah? And before which you need to deliver an actual working product. So in this case, there would be a lot of pressure. It could be like you have to do a lot of overtimes. And so be sure that you are very much prepared to perform these kind of stuff. Bureaucracy. As I mentioned, everywhere, from starting to every sector, they have this bureaucracy. So you need to handle your emotions. You need to handle your how do you say, EQ, IQ. And you need to have a very good temperament so that you can really master and you can avoid bureaucratic situations. Play smart, work less, play smart. I mean, like, work smart, work less. So this is how it should be. And don't get into this bureaucratic situation because they're not going to help you. Stay out of it. Don't gossip. Don't do any harm. And don't get into any harm. So be aware. Cultivate the good qualities which can help you evade from these problems. And you can manage these kind of pressure in a more efficient manner. And continuous learning, which means I've been in IT for 5 years almost, and in this case, I have never stopped learning. Every day is a learning. Every day there is a new problem. Every day there is a new solution. And I just don't mug things up. I'm not going to just put everything into my head. I'm just trying to understand, put things in my perspective, and then apply that into my problem, get the problem solved, and attain the solution. So continuous learning. So learning never stops. You get into IT, get into any business sector, just keep learning. Yeah, sure. And also, the accountability and commitment comes into the play. So I want everybody to take accountability, which means that is more good to improve the leadership skill set. So if you're going to work, you say, I was in national NCC for 1 year in JPR. They used to say, I want somebody to do this. Who is ready to take accountability? Everybody would raise their hand and say, aye. So which means that if there is any project, any work, think properly, plan it, and take accountability. Just don't hand over the problem to someone. Take the problem to yourself and fix it, not to push it to someone else. So take accountability and have a strong commitment. If you don't have commitment in what you do, it's a waste of time, waste of progress, and waste of everything you put into that. So have a proper accountability and commitment, and putting this together, you can cultivate responsibility. So this is where things come together. And sense of seriousness, this is very much important in not just IT sector, it's like in every sector in business. Seriousness is something, you can be playful, but when it comes to business, when you need to act, you need to be very serious and think serious. When people need to discuss business problems, you need to be very serious, of course. And when you study, you were all playful and you were all enjoying your years of study. But after you finish your engineering like when you get graduated, you need to be very serious and confidence in delivery, which means you need to have a strong confidence in you. And in order to grow that confidence in you, you need to build those sense of consciousness that you have those skill sets and you can do this. Without that, you will be able to find the answer for that question even today or tomorrow, but I will surely find that answer for that question. This is the confidence that I will do this, I can do this, and I know I will do this. And this is what is the confidence all about. Grow that sense of confidence in you. Delivery. So, if you do anything, it has an outcome. So in this case, the outcome is very much necessary, and this is what we call as delivery. So guys, you need to be able to deliver anything, speech or music or software program or results. You need to be able to deliver. So this is how the reality is. If you can't deliver, be sure you're fired. Like, you can lose your job on the first day of your joining. So if you can't deliver any results, done. That's it. Period. No use. So develop your communication skills. This is very important, guys. Listen to me on this part. Very important. This is very much important because you need to develop this communication. It's good to have one foreign language in your profile. I mean, I speak Russian, Lettish, a bit of German and French. But I would recommend you to put effort strongly to learn one language. Let's say you guys can speak German. That's great. That's really going to help your career in any industry. So learn German, speak fluent English, and more importantly, keep on practicing it, because if you're gonna lose, that's it. And second is planning. So planning is more important. Plan your time, plan your tasks, plan your day-to-day work activities, because this is gonna help you manage not just your work, your personal life, like your sleep, your time when you have your food, and your own leisure times. So this keeps your mind and your body healthy, and also ensures that you can work pretty much without any problems. Like you'll be healthy, earning money, and you can enjoy your life. Team playing. So there is a so-called thing called group work, and this is the place where most of the students will be learning group work. So when I was in Europe, there was more group work. So imagine every member in that specific team will put more effort to learn and to deliver results with 5 people. Like imagine 3 people are competent, 2 people are incompetent, but still there is something good in everybody. Not everybody is best in everything. So one guy is good in something, one guy is good in another thing. So putting a team together is a strong team, a successful delivery. A project gets delivered very successful. Have a good team playing experience. Don't compete with your own team member. That's the big mistake that everybody tries to do. So basically, they try to show that I'm a very good guy and the other guy is not so good. I'm very smart, that guy is dumb. You know what? I can do everybody's work and everybody's well dependent on me. This kind of attitude is very bad. You need to get them out. So basically, you need to be very humble. You need to be cooperative, supportive to one another. Otherwise, it's going to be really not helping you or your team. So you can't learn anything, you can't deliver anything. So have a great team and learn how to play in a team. So team playing is good, especially the sports people knows this very well. And the next thing is listening. So listening is a key skill that lets you not only grow, it also helps you work day to day without any problems. You can live a very normal life. You can do your work very normal. When you can listen to your leaders, your clients, your family members, you can pretty much solve every problem. You should be more of a listener than a talker or arguer. It's okay to argue, but be more of a listener. Listen to what people are saying, and this is more important. And talking about practice, you have to practice whatever you learn. Otherwise, it's gonna be lost. I mean, you won't get it back. So every day, keep practicing, and it's gonna be really helping you in terms of retaining those skill sets. And also, I would say you will never lose your touch of technology. That's something that I would like to highlight. And awareness. You need to have a lot of awareness, especially in terms of work. Like you need to know where this technology is going to be. So in my case, when I work with SAP, I know that SAP is going in several areas: analytics, data development, IoT, machine learning. I would see what is the intelligence space. How do they evolve? Okay, they're going to build a so-called BI tool like Tableau, and they have this SAP Analytics Cloud. So what is the roadmap? What is the strategy that the product company is going to provide? So you need to look at the product strategy, how the product is going to evolve, and it's going to be in the market, and how the customers are going to use it. So in this way, you can grow yourself in the product space. So if I'm in SAP, I can still work in blockchain machine learning with SAP. If if you're working in Oracle, if you're working with some kind of Microsoft product, still they have their own platforms, cloud platforms, they have Google Cloud platforms, they have the analytics platform, machine learning platform, and also they have the AI platform. Yeah. So be aware. So products is something you need to know. If you want to go and work for a product company, you need to be sure about that product and their offerings. And this is what awareness comes from. And also you need to be very much of a problem solver, which means day to day, I write loops to loop over the data. So these are some things that we have learned in the engineering school. Yeah. So you need to apply these things to succeed. Okay, let's get to the next slide. So as I suggested, a lot of things improve your communication skill set. You have spent 4 years of your valuable life, and that's the big thing, I would say. And you managed to succeed. You have an engineering degree in your hand, and that's a great thing. You have done a wonderful job, and I would say nobody can be more proud than yourself. And it's a big milestone, I would say, to be an engineer. And you have covered a lot of hurdles, and you have made that checkpoint, and now it's time for you to look in the future. You need to see how you can plan your future, the 10 years or 30 years of your life. You need to think what you want to do. I want to be a musician. Okay, I'm an engineer. That's great. How can I apply my engineering skills to be a more successful musician? Or I would say I'm a cybersecurity lover. I love cybersecurity. So I finished my engineering, and now how can I be successful? So what can I do to make those skill sets good enough? And similarly, I love games. I love to play games. I want to make a lot of games. So after finishing engineering, how can I take my engineering skill set to grow my the game development expertise? What kind of help do I need? What kind of things do I need? Today, the internet has a lot of opportunities, a lot of learning materials, many videos, YouTube, hands-on experience. So you can make use of this opportunity to grow your skill set. And more importantly, I would encourage these century kids. I mean, go ahead, think about an idea. Just try to build some applications, business solutions or business applications, mobile games, and try to just play with it and start your own company. Well, it sounds very tricky and trivial, but I would say starting your own company can give more experience. I mean, you can grow more experience when you work in your own company and you have your own startup. And this is why the government of India is really helping the youngsters like you guys to come together, come with an idea to solve business problems. So you can't see a Zomato or Swiggy today unless and until they were able to ideate and come up with a working prototype and to get to build their application. Yeah. So it's okay. I mean, there are people like me and people like our director or people like many venture capitalists and the angels are there out there to support you to build their own successful business. But the thing is, you need to be very sure on what you like to do and what you need to do. Otherwise, there is no use in just saying, I'm going to start a new company and this is what I do. Simple as that. You need to be competitive. You need to be sure you want to do this, and you need to be very sure you like that, what you do. So these are the things I would say to a young engineering graduate. Guys, trust me, I didn't pass like instantly. I'm not a day. I didn't born as a software engineer in a day, but I know that every day in my life is a learning. So when you start today, put your commitment to it, and you start learning it every day. Small work, right? A small code, right? Learn to play a small tune. Learn to play or learn to talk a few phrases. I mean, these are the efforts that you put in to grow yourself. That's where, like let's say in 30 days, I can talk 30 phrases. In 30 days, I can make 30 tunes. In 30 days, I can write a program for sure. So be independent. I would say it's okay. We have been dependent for a very long time. We have been dependent with our parents, and we have done everything what they have said. And now it's time. We need to be very independent in terms of thinking and doing things. Put it in the right perspective. Have a single leader and follow that leader properly. To have a good leader is something great, and to have a good servant is that the leader is good, more successful and lucky enough to have one like that. So try to be a good leader and good servant, and this is how we can grow from day one, from today, not too late. You can even start it from today. Restart your life from today. So I have some good phrases for you. So everyone have their own race. The race you run is a race you choose, not others. So don't compare and compete with others. Your parents, your relatives would say, you see, the neighbor's kid did well in his engineering graduate program, and he's landing into a big job. What about you? You are still a loser, and I'm very disappointed in you. But I would like to tell you that it's good that you didn't get into the wrong job. You didn't get into the wrong place. You're still having an opportunity to start your life. So never race with yourself. Do what you love, do what you like, and don't compare. That's the worst thing that anybody can do to themselves. Compare yourself, have your own benchmarks, have your own standards, and that makes people successful. Do what you love and grow the outcome of your love into work. So if you love to play music, for an example, just increase the results. So when you increase the results, it's going to be a work. So pretty much you're going to have your own studio, you're going to have your own recording studio, you're going to make some music, you're going to make some YouTube channel. So it's going to be a work. And similarly, if you want to be a tech consultant, you need to do the same thing. If someone has already done it, that means you can also do it. And if someone hasn't done it, then still there is a way to do it. Fake it, absolutely okay. You can fake things. You can just go ahead and fake, like I'm a blockchain developer, I'm a machine learning consultant. It's fine. You're gonna fake it, then just make it real. That's what I expect. When you fake, make it real. And that's worth it. Trust is the best currency. So I would say, just never screw that, because it's very hard to earn that currency. So trust. That's gonna talk everywhere in your life. It's gonna be your marital life, or it's gonna be your business life. It's gonna be just trust. If you're gonna play fool or you're gonna mistrust, it's gonna be really, really painful, and you can't pick that up, and you cannot pay any price to get it back. So trust is the best currency for your life, and never screw it. So treat everyone with pride and respect. Never hurt the dignity of anybody's existence. So in here I would say, learn to respect people regardless of race, religion, caste, and society. I mean, like the rank in society. Just treat them equally, and they can really help you. And never question or hurt anybody in terms of their dignity. There couldn't be any more harm that can be done than going and touching their pride and dignity. So try to respect everybody equally and love everybody equally.